lovelies, it's time for math today, and we are going to start working with a little bit different kind of word problem. So we've done addition and subtraction. We have done addition and subtraction multi-step. We've done multiplication and division. We've done multiplication and division multi-step, and now we're going to work on interpreting the remainder. This is where a word problem is going to ask you basically what the remainder means. And when we are thinking about what the remainder means, we think dab. And I know you guys know how to dab because it was a really popular dance just a little bit ago. It still is. A lot of you guys still dab all the time. So we are going to talk about dab. And this is when you need to figure out, what am I going to do with that remainder? So word problems, you don't just solve the problem. Sometimes your answer is your quotient. Sometimes your answer is your remainder. Sometimes it's a yes or no question. You have to know what the question is asking in order to interpret the remainder and figure out your answer. So we have been using the UPS check strategy a lot lately so that you guys remember to understand, plan, solve, and check all of your answers. So let's go ahead and talk about interpreting remainders. So what are we going to do? So when you are trying to interpret, what does that remainder actually mean? Do I have 8 crayons left over? How many people are on the bus? We need to either drop it, add one, or it's going to be the answer. So if we need to drop it, we're going to ignore the remainder and only use the quotient as our answer. So you're thinking, is the question asking for full or whole items or groups or the leftovers? Then you might have to add one. Take the quotient, add one more. Is everything or everyone has to fit? So if we're going to the zoo and there are 20 people going to the zoo and the car can only fit 3 people in it, how many cars are we going to need? Well, we are going to need 7 cars. If we had 6 cars, only 18 people would be able to go. Or maybe it's going to be the answer. DAB, the answer. Use the remainder, not the quotient, as your answer. So how much is left over? How much is left out or partially filled? So we're going to take a look at some example problems today and explain what the answer actually is. So let's take a look at this one. We are going to do the UPS check strategy together today. So I do want you to answer these with me, and I want you to follow along. I'm not going to make you turn in what we do in the video, but I know that it'll help you. So if you will go ahead on your paper and write your UPS checkbox, and I'm going to do a small one today. UPS check. Okay, Tracy had a pack of 300 charms. She's making necklaces that contain 7 charms each. How many necklaces can Tracy make? So we have 300 charms. We know that. Understand is what we know. We have 7 charms on each necklace. And I know what operation is this going to be? Divide, multiply, add, subtract. Which one is it going to be? Well, this looks like a one step to me. There's only 2 numbers. There's only one thing we can do. So I'm taking these 300 charms and she's going to put them into groups because she's making necklaces. So if I'm doing groups, that means I'm going to divide. That's division. So my plan as of right now is to do 300 divided by 7. That should give me how many how many necklaces I can make. So right now, I want you to do the division problem, 300 divided by 7. Remember to write your remainder because this is all about interpreting remainders today. So 7 can't go into 3. Oops, that's subtraction. But I can bring down my 0, and I know that'll fit in there 4 times. 28. Now, 7 can fit into 23. Nope, 2 times. 14. And I have a remainder of 6. So you can't really read my writing here. So my answer is 42, remainder 6. That's my quotient. Now, for my answer, I have to figure out what is it actually asking. So how many necklaces can Tracy make? So am I going to D, A, or B? Am I going to drop the remainder? Am I going to add, make it one more, make it 43? Or am I going to have the remainder be my answer? In this case, it's saying she can make 42 necklaces, but she's going to have 6 beads left over. Can she make a full necklace with those beads, the leftover beads? No, she can't make a full necklace with 6 beads because she has to have 7 beads to make a necklace. So she can only make 42 necklaces. She can't make 43 necklaces because she doesn't have enough. The remainder isn't my answer because it didn't ask me how many beads are left over. It's just 42 necklaces. So for my check, all you have to do, remember, is you take your quotient and you multiply it times your divisor. So 7 times 2 is 14. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 1 is 29. And then you have to add back in your remainder, which is this number right here, and which will give us 300. So did we do it correctly? Yes, we sure did. All right, let's go ahead and let's do this one. UPS check. Okay, Jake had 132 jerseys. He purchased a display rack that holds 9 baseball cards per shelf. So when you're seeing per, each, all of those show you that we are going to divide. Each tells me divide. He has He has 9 b-ball cards. How many shelves will Jake need to hold? Okay, and so we're going to divide. Okay, so let's go ahead and reread the problem one more time. Jake had 132 jerseys. He purchased a display rack that holds 9 baseball cards per shelf. How many shelves will Jake need to use to hold all of his jerseys? So I'm going to take 132 and I'm going to divide it by 9. Because that should give me how many jerseys can fit on each shelf. So right now, I want you to do 132 divided by 9. Make sure to write your remainder. So 9 can't fit into 1. Guys, remember, if I'm going too fast, please be pausing the video. I know that I go fast. I know I talk fast. I go fast because there's nobody in here telling me to slow down. So I go fast because I don't know how fast you guys are. So please make sure you're pausing the video to solve the problems. So 9 can't go into 1, so I'm going to put a 0. 9 times 0 is 0, and 1 minus 0 is 1. Then I'm going to bring it on down and bring it on back. 9 can fit into 3 only once. So 13 minus 9 is 4. And I'm going to bring on down that too. 9 can fit into 42 4 times. 9 times 4 is 36. So now I'm going to subtract the 2. And I get 6. So my answer, my quotient is 14, remainder 6. But I'm not done yet. I have to figure out, what are they asking me? Am I going to D, drop it, A, add it, or B, be the answer? So what am I going to dab? Which one is it? So how many shelves will Jake need to use to hold all of his jerseys? So right now, every shelf is going to have 14 jerseys on it, but there's still 6 left over. So am I going to drop that remainder? He wants to put all of his jerseys on a shelf. Those 6 jerseys will not go on a shelf if he drops it. If he forgets about the remainder, then he's not going to have enough shelves. Am I going to add one more? Now, is that shelf going to be full? No, the shelf's not going to be full. There's only going to be 6 things on it. But we need one more shelf in order to fit everything. And 14 can't just be my answer. That's just not my answer because I'm going to need one more. So I actually need 15 shelves. Because these 6 right here, these 6 jerseys have to have a place to go. If I don't buy one more shelf, then I'm not going to have enough. So now for your check, you take your quotient multiplied times your divisor. So pause the video and get your answer. So I would do 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 3 is 12. And then I'm going to add back in my remainder. And I get 132. If your divisor or if your dividend matches, then you got it right. All right, one more. And let me turn it over because I'm running out of room. We're going to do one more. This one, I want you to pause the video and I want you to actually do it by yourself, the whole thing, U, P, S, and check. And then we're going to see if you did it correctly. So I'm going to read it to you and then I want you to pause the video and solve the whole thing by yourself. Brooke saved up to $125. She wants to equally split the money into 4 different bank accounts. How much money will Brooke put in the 4 bank accounts? All right. Pause the video and solve it. Okay, so you should have unpaused by now. We have $525, and she's going to split it into 4 bank accounts. We know that that is a group question. It's saying each, so we know it's division. So now for my plan, my first thing I'm going to do is do 525 divided by 4. Because that'll give me each. So when I did 525 divided by 4, 4 can go into 5 one time. 4 times 1 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now I'm going to bring it on down. 4 can fit into 12 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. Bringing it on down by 5. 4 can fit into 5 one time. Minus 4 is 1. So my quotient is 131, remainder 1. But I have to figure out what in the world is the question asking me for. What am I going to dab? Which one am I going to drop the remainder, add the remainder, or am I going to have the remainder be the answer? So how much money is going to be put into the 4 bank accounts? So right now, each bank account has $131. But she's going to have $1 left over. It won't go in there evenly. So is each bank account going to have $1? No. Each bank account is going to have way more than $1. So I'm going to not, the remainder is not my answer. So now I have 131. Do I need to round it up? Do I need to say, oh, well, it'll have about 132? Or is that just going to be my answer and that $1, I forget about it? Do I drop that remainder? I hope you said drop it. Each bank account is going to have $131 in it. Yeah, she has $1 left over, but every single bank account is going to at least have $131 in it. So for your check, I hope you took 131 and multiplied it by 4. That you would have gotten 524. And then if you add your 1 remainder, you get 525. My check matches my dividend, so I am in the clear. All right, guys, so for your assignment today, it is a little bit more challenging than what we just did. It is another fast focus page, and it's going to ask you all about, your answer is going to be all about remainder. So I really want you focusing on, what am I going to dab? What is it asking for me? Do I need to drop the remainder? Do I need to add? Do I need to bring something? Do I need to forget it? Is the remainder the answer? Please, please, please think through it. Now, again, for help time, especially with word problems, I'm not going to help you until you've tried all of them by yourself. So when you show up to help time, every single question needs to be answered. And then we're going to go through and check which ones that you didn't get correct. and go over those ones together. I am not going to go through every single problem with you anymore. You need to try on your own first. And then after you try on your own, I will go back through, I'll check all of your answers, and we can go over the ones that you missed. All right. I love you guys so very much, and I hope you have a fantastic day.